Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Marvel Avengers Alliance. This is the week in MAA here on G4G. I'm your host, Napalm Dawn. Today's background soundtrack is brought to you by 2 hours of pure epicness, the Epic Music Mix. The link will be in the description. So, what have we got going on for the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance? Well, we have no real new content, but we closed up some content this week, and that was PvP. If you're going to look at where you ranked, unfortunately, it will only tell you the rank of your last full season. As you can see here, I was 1725 for the Nova season, but unfortunately, I was only like 15-something hundred for the PvP preseason. I missed the top 1% by just a tiny bit. I kept flittering in and out of that 1% border. But unfortunately, a flash crash in there cost some time. There was a bunch of forced refreshes that were causing a little bit of delayed time over there and everything, so I was trying desperately to maintain the rank and everything, and unfortunately didn't quite get it, so I'm not getting my 10 accursed, not accused, helms. The defensive team that I had in there is the defensive team that I've had for a while, which is Thorny Signpost, Hotshot the Cube, Red Hulk, and Pestilence Beast. They were probably a little bit more loosey this season than they had been. There were some great days, and then there were some bad days. And then it's probably due to the new meta changer, that is the weather control device. Probably not since Mystic flipped the meta on its head, and then Pestilence flipped the Mystic meta on its head. Has something come along that has probably seriously messed everything up. I will definitely talk a little bit more about that in my Understanding PvP Part 2 video, which I definitely hope to get out this week. I've just had a lot to be focusing on over here. The non-scope beta has been out, so I've been doing some videos and Twitch streaming on that. And there's a new web game that I'm going to go ahead and do a video on, whose name I forget. I think it's Therian Saga, Thieran Saga. So, how did PvP wind up? Well, in the top ranks, I am a Spartan now, and actually want to show you guys my hero bonus over here. I saw tons of Pestilence teams. Sometimes it was Pesty Gamora, sometimes it was Pesty and something weird, but it was often Pestilence and Red Hulk, and really that's just kind of a matter of turn order for that one. If they get the turn order in their favor, especially an early Gamma Bomb that causes exhaustion or incapacitation, it was a little bit hard to recover from. Generally, Pestilence was my #1 target, and then it was everything else after that. I actually welcomed Groot and Gamora teams, Null and somebody. They're more tolerable for my setup, but, heavy incapacitations, exhaustions, they just kind of ruin everything, and I was really sick of seeing Pestilence drop in there. And there is, of course, a counter to that, but, again, more on that in the PvP video. So as you can see here, my tactician bonuses are definitely hardening up. There's about 6 more level 12s over there. The blaster bonus is looking really good. The forgivable Crystal and Nova are sitting there at 12 apiece, but everybody's 13. The bruisers are coming along, and after that, pretty much it's the scrappers and the infiltrators and the generalists. Before the next season, I will definitely have Nova and Crystal up there at least 13. You can see my hybrid is 14. I may experiment with a hybrid anti-venom team. It's just my team right now is very, very addicting. I've come to rely on just about everything they bring to the table. And with the exception of generalized and deep power, they have just about every powerful thing I would want. And they sort of, in a way, they don't break the meta, they just get around it for the most part. But probably looking at leveling Blade one level for a mission, getting Daredevil up because of his use in the Mysterio mission for the last chapter, getting Karnak up. Did run into some Karnaks on defense, and I did feel threatened by him. If he was in the group, I would go for him. You know, Karnak Black Bolt, I would still favor him over Black Bolt because he, you know, even stealthy attacks and whatnot, he was countering. And honestly, I discovered a fun little team up with Karnak as Union Jack. Yes, it's double scrappers, but he actually goes off of Karnak's pre-counters, and that's some peppy damage if you're not dealing with a Raft Shank or a Heroic Age Iron Fist, or just Iron Fist in general. The Infiltrators, you know, whatever, they're not that important to get up, but I may get Nightcrawler up there and Spiral. For the Generalists, I will probably either go, I think Mockingbird is due up for a level, and then either Moon Knight or Taskmaster. Taskmaster generally a little bit ahead. So we have the magic quote-unquote spec ops going on right now. Most people are on the sealed lockets task. Please note that if you take a sealed locket and you slot it in your armory, it will not be available to use for your 15. So if I were to slot 2 of them right now, it would only say 6 out of 15. The total cost is 45 gold, which is the cost of buying 15 of these at 3 gold a piece. So, you know, if you get up to 10 and you just have 5 left, you know, it'll cost you 15 gold to finish it off. You know, it's... I like the idea of her alt. I think it could be very, very interesting. I have more faith in it than a lot of other people have who simply think it's just a matter of, oh, she avoids catastrophic attacks. No, she has a chance to avoid everything, including catastrophic attacks. And, you know, she may wind up being part of a spoiler team on defense, you know? Somebody who goes to Atom Smash and she gets out of the way, or Anti-Venom goes to I Am the Cure everybody, and she teleports people out of the way, and nobody's depowered and nobody's screwed up. So, you know, give her a little bit of faith. Some people have posted that her proc rate is actually very, very solid. Speaking of Anti-Venom, man, down the stretch, I ran into him a few times, and I can remember one battle where I wasn't treating him like the high priority. I think it was Beast, maybe. Pestilence might have been there with him. I don't remember, but every time his turn would come up, I'd be like, ooh, ah, ee. I would just flinch waiting for that gigantic AoE power, and he kept doing single targets the whole way through, and I was like, wow, that's really surprising. That's poor AI usage right there. Like, when's he gonna unload? And then he never did, and I had him killed. But that was odd. So my tasks are, of course, to seal lockets. I've got to get Blade to 13, and I have this multi one of Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man. Well, Iron Man needs just one more, and Hulk needs a bunch. So we don't have any new content today. A lot of people predicted, you know, Friday release, this would be it, and we're expecting it to be a Spec Ops. I don't really know the theme as of yet. I think it's too early for an Avengers 2 theme. I think that would be closer to the movie, but who knows what we're getting over here. I think a hint might have been that it was a, was it another Runaway? I kind of forget what the hint was over there, but today's daily mission is a flyers only one. It is Aviary, and it is against Dracula. One of the people that I like for it is Vision, because he can't bleed, so that helps. Omega Sentinel is a really good stand-in for your agent for today's mission, because of her toolbox that she has, and the fact that she's got a heal and a cleanse, which is really nice. Also, the ability to bounce back and forth between Scrapper and Tactician, which is pretty useful against these vampires. The rewards are really solid. The other day, the first spinner that came up was just phenomenal rewards, things that I hadn't seen in ages, and today I'm seeing things like custom only for killing, the custom possessed pistol, the decelerator sword, which I think would be really cool, especially with the weather control device, and potentially chilled teams. So honestly, I really, they started this with hybrid, and them continuing it, I think has been really good. They're bringing up a lot of very fun gear in these, and even gears from sets like Cosmic Flame, the GG prototype. I mean, they're really going to the bottom of the well with some of these old set pieces and some powerful ones. I mean, GG prototype on like Pesty teams and attrition teams is absolutely outrageous. So training for me currently is Sabretooth and Crystal. So Crystal's going up from 12 to 13, which leaves Nova. And, you know, I figured I would throw Sabretooth a bone. He's just been sitting here at 12 for so long, and I really did love Sabretooth several PvP seasons ago. I do not recommend his ISO, but his Berserker and his Tantrum was great. Brutal Slash, exploiting attrition, was really, really good also. And honestly, I wonder if a Ares, I think, was it Ares I used him with? I don't remember who I had actually used him with, but I think potentially an Ares Sabretooth team would be good, especially if you get the ISO for Ares that applies that that debuff here with this, that I think gives them that anti-class item. So that could be a particularly vicious combination, but you know, unfortunately there's not much else to report on this week other than the end of the PvP season. I felt it was extremely tough. I had major problems at the higher ranks of this PvP preseason than actual regular seasons. I mean, just the amount of vicious defensive teams that were up there, and Pestilence and Red Hulk out the yin-yang, and of course, you know, the Hotshot, Deathly Freeze Ray type groups. I did see some demon sets making a comeback. Of course, what the armory bonuses are doing to people. You really have to watch slotting some of these higher power items over here. And that is because of the fact that once you get into these high-powered items, you're essentially putting yourself up in the high roller category. And you could, if you don't have the hero bonus to back it up, could potentially be fighting people that, you know, you have good armory bonuses, but your hero bonuses are just absolute tripe compared to what you are going against. So honestly, you know, if you're lower level and you're not maxed out at 300, or you don't like where your heroes are because maybe you've kind of been doing it wrong as you've gone along, then yeah, you may want to hold off on really decking yourself out with the super good armories and everything. And here's why I say don't like. See, the lockets are 90-36. The grenades are 82-15. You're like, oh, I'm going to use these lockets. You won't get the lockets back unless you do an unsock at all. So, you know, there's going to be something coming up that will replace your grenades, and these guys will go on sale for cheap and everything like that. You're not going to get the lockets back. So, if you want that magic ult, which, hey, get the ult and leave her as a blaster for the bonus, yeah, keep the lockets for that, and don't worry about it for other things. But yeah, since I've got the items up over here, I thought I'd maybe take a look through and see if there are some interesting ones I've got. I did not pick up any of the Superior Soldier set when it was on sale. I was kind of thinking of it because I had never gotten the Batazer, but I decided not to pull the trigger on that, and actually it also ended quicker than I thought it was. I wasn't really paying attention to the date, but let me see what items that I've picked up recently that were actually somewhat decent for those spinners. I know I picked up the GG prototype somewhere along the line, and the Cosmic Flare. I think I'm going to do a video on stupid tricks with the Cosmic Flare. I had done one on the Mark of the Brotherhood a while back, and the Crooked Branch. Yeah, I snagged that Fantastic Fix at some point a little bit ago. That was known for being very buggy in PvP, caused forced refreshes. And that's kind of about it from the last video. Nothing amazingly good to write home about, and of course whenever things are full screen there, just slow to load. So I hope you enjoyed the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance for that PvP preseason closeout week, and yeah, definitely stay tuned for the channel for understanding PvP part 2. Now that it's over, I definitely want to get it out to you guys and we can talk about it. Take care.